Welcome to Math Maintenance. During Math Maintenance, you will be exploring or reviewing concepts that hopefully you learned in math class this last year. If you did not, maybe you learned them more than 1 year ago. So hopefully they're concepts that you have seen before. If there's anything in here that's feeling brand new to you, that's okay too. It might just be a kind of a preview of what is to come in your math class this upcoming year. Each lesson will have one of these videos where I kind of walk you through a couple of example problems on the board so that you remember how to do that kind of problem. During that video, I will tell you what your assignment is for the day. So I will show you from your packet which pages you should be working on, and then preview for you any digital activities or virtual games that you can play to practice this skill as well. Let's go ahead and get started. We today are talking about unit rates. So basically what a unit rate is that we are taking known things, for example, that I can buy 3 pounds of apples for $6, but then I'm breaking it down to say, what if I don't want 3 pounds of apples? What if I just want 1 pound of apples? So when we're talking about unit rates, we're always talking about a per one. So per one pound of apples, per one lawn chair in this case, per 1 hour. So we're always working down to be per one. If I don't want all of it, I just want one. The reason unit rates are really, really helpful is because then once I know how much it costs for one, I can calculate any other number. And so if I know how much it costs for one, I could then say, well, okay, I don't want 3 pounds of apples. I'm actually going to make a ton of apple pie for my whole family. I need 10 pounds of apples. So from 1, I can easily multiply by 10 and get the price for 10 pounds of apples, where from 3 pounds of apples, to get to 10, I need times 3 and a third, and those thirds get kind of wacky. So I find it's always easier to first go to the unit rate and then multiply to find the new value that you're looking for. Let's work the per one rate first, and then I'll show you how we can use the unit rate to find other things. So if it's $6 for 3 pounds of apples, and we want to know how much it is per pound, I need to take the price for 3 pounds and divide by 3. And I get that the price is $2 per pound. So I'm simply taking the known value of the price, dividing by how much I get for that known value, and that will give me the price for just one of that known value. Same thing here. I'm buying lawn chairs. It costs $54 for 9 lawn chairs. My husband said, how much was each lawn chair? $54 for all of them divided by 9 chairs equals $6 per chair. Last one, at the end of the picnic, they said they had sold 240 burgers. The picnic was 8 hours long. I want to know on average, how many burgers were they selling per hour? 240 burgers per 8 hours divided by 8 gives me 30 burgers per hour. Now I want to talk for a minute about when unit rates make sense and when unit rates don't make sense. So for example, the first one, $2 a pound, makes sense, right? If I can buy 3 pounds of apples for $6, it makes sense that they cost about $2 per pound. Now sure, the apple stand could have some kind of deal, right? If you buy 5 pounds, maybe it costs a little bit less, but on average, the $2 a pound makes sense. Same thing here. If I'm buying 9 lawn chairs that are all exactly the same, my total bill is $54, saying that each chair was $6 makes sense. The one that you would just have to be a little bit careful of is this 240 burgers in 8 hours. This is the average 30 burgers per hour, but realistically, if it had been a 10-hour carnival, that average may not have maintained for the whole time, right? There might have been a surge at lunchtime where they sold more burgers per hour, at dinner time where they sold more burgers per hour. So averaging things out like this doesn't always make sense for the problems, depending on what it is that you're trying to find or figure out. This one you might need to break down a little bit more to say, how many burgers were sold in the morning, 4 hours? How many burgers were sold in the afternoon? So you would kind of have to look into that data a little bit more. If if now I know the price per one, I can easily find what if we want to buy 10 of that thing. So at $2 per pound, 2 times 10 would tell me that I would need $20 to buy 10 pounds of apples. $6 per chair, I want 10 of them. That would tell me that I would need $60. Again, this is where it gets a little goofy. If the carnival had been 10 hours long, 30 times 10, I would estimate that I would sell 300 burgers. But again, keeping in mind when using unit rates makes sense and when using unit rates does not make sense. To practice that skill today, you have 2 pages in your packet called Unit Rate. They look like this. The first one is kind of word problems like we just did. The second one is looking at the chart and figuring out, looking kind of at the number of pounds and the cost. For the first couple, you can look just where it says ones, like 1 pound. Total cost was 3. Some of the charts, though, don't have a 1. So, like, you could look here at 4 was 6. So you would have to calculate if there was a row on here that was 1, what would that number equal out to be? Your digital activity today is a Google form where you will take a look and decide which is the better deal. So you'll look at 2 different products that are being sold and determine which of them is a better deal based on its unit rate. And then your game today is a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire type game. I take that back. I just went and checked. Your game today is a Brain Pop unit rate game. So you'll go on to Brain Pop and take a look at how they want you to practice unit rates and answering those questions. Good luck.